Hey guys, this is B Word here at the Bleach Brothers podcast. Just a friendly reminder that we are sponsored by Jerky Pro, and if you are a fan of jerky, make sure to go to www.jerky.pro. Use code BleachBros5 at checkout to get yourself a little bit of a discount. Both Jake and I are huge fans of jerky, and Jake working in the beef industry and me being just a fellow fat kid, we absolutely swear by Jerky Pro. You will not miss out by ordering Jerky Pro. Do not let some of the sticker shock you. There are free shipping options, multiple flavors, etc., so forth. If you do order Jerky Pro, make sure to use code BleachBros5 at checkout.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from...
Hi there. You've reached AJ, aka The Stone, from the Dads on Dayquill podcast.
an inmate at Florida Correctional Institution.
I'm not here right now because I'm currently listening to the Bleach Brothers podcast, which I'm actually going to direct you to right now by pressing 8. Shit, that was 7. Come and get cleansed.
Welcome into the Bleach Brothers podcast. This is B Word, and as usual, I am here with Jake, and I just happen to be in person with Jake, which is awkward. But we are here with the. Are you guys the dads on Dayquill?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if just because the show's dead doesn't mean like we're dead.
I mean, the show's not
I
dead.
mean, like Rosa Parks is still a thing, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
even though like
Alive in
segregation
spirit.
doesn't happen anymore.
Alive in spirit.
Well,
Okay.
Force Ghost.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, like,
Yeah.
even if the show is dead, we're still the dads on Dayquill. There's not another dads on Dayquill.
There will never, ever be another Dads on Dayquill.
But there is another dad on Dayquill, and he just happens to not be here tonight.
Correct.
He was supposed to.
He
be
was
here.
supposed to be
Yeah.
here,
Yeah,
but he loves your grandma more than you do.
that's correct. He wants the house.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He wants the money.
That makes sense. So, for everybody who doesn't know, who doesn't follow us on social media, we are actually in Glendale, Arizona as we record this. We decided to meet up with the dads on Dayquill. We had an extra mic, or else, so Caleb could join us. But Caleb, Jake's brother, he's left out. His football position is left out, as well as tight end. He's got a very tight end. So. But anyway, Jake, how are you?
Good. I brought the wrong cord. That's why we can't use another microphone. So my favorite thing is I don't know where I got this cord, and I thought it was for what we've done. And I think now I remember that we bought it, and you bought the wrong fucking one when I went to visit you. And I went, oh yeah, I'll get on returning that, and I never did. And then I brought it again, and again you brought the wrong fucking cord. I went, well, what is this for? You're like, I don't know.
It's really for plugging in a fucking guitar into an amp.
Yeah.
And we don't use guitars.
We don't use
on the
guitars, so I'm an idiot.
podcast. Yeah. So, boys, how are you tonight?
It's a little hot outside.
It's warm.
I don't like this.
I
This is
think
too
it's
hot.
great. It feels great to me.
This is stupid. It's hot.
It's
I do
sticky.
not like it.
Well,
It's sticky.
You can tell who works outside because I'm comfortable.
No, I work outside. This is just not what outside is like where I live. The
Did you
outside-
really
Alright,
just
fair
compare
enough.
your job to Dome's job?
No, I said I work outside those at times. Yeah, I roll my window down.
We
I
all
roll
drive
my window
vehicles.
down.
Like that's for sure. We
I
all drive
walk
vehicles to our
from
jobs.
from a parking lot to the inside of a store with no umbrella when it's raining on me. I do that all the fucking time.
Shit.
It's just never hot.
Oh
great.
fuck. So we all came down here for a couple reasons. Number one, we came down to actually get together. This is our first time. Well, this is our first time ever meeting. Well, no, you being
Jake
Jordan
and I have met.
and
Yes.
Jake have met. I was supposed to be with you guys, but I
Oh,
flaked
you
out.
bitched out.
I
Yeah.
was
did.
supposed to be as well.
So we're the flakers.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And then prior to me flaking, I actually was supposed to come through and meet up with at least Gnome, if not Dome. And Gnome decided that he was going to be a flaker. So I never met you guys.
Correct.
So this is actually our first time in person. And then you and I, Jake,
I've never flaked. I don't flake. When have I flaked?
I mean,
When?
I don't really want to call you out.
Call it out.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, see, there you go. I haven't flaked. I don't bring the right equipment, and I show up.
You know, you're not wrong there.
yeah.
So anyway, we have no rundown. Yeah, you will hear traffic, That is a motorcycle.
We are outside.
Yes, we tried to record
Said that,
inside,
right?
and the acoustics.
I think we did say that. Yeah.
The acoustics are just fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's
inside.
It's very open. It looks like Kurt Cobain has visited this house. At
The
some point.
ceiling, just the ceiling.
Yeah.
Ceiling. His DNA's for sure on the ceiling.
He left his mark.
Do you might want to check the receipt on this and see if Courtney Love owns this house?
Yeah, no shit. So so Jordan's or Gnome's son is out playing in the pool, and
Yep.
he may be drowning. We don't know.
Not sure. I just turned off the pump so we could actually record. So
So this has been a comedy of errors.
yeah.
And of course, AJ was supposed to be with us, the stoned, and he's not. So anyway, no rundown. We're meeting together, and I figure this is a good time for me actually to put you two on the spot, being the dads on Dayquill. What in the fuck is happening with your podcast right now?
What? Why are you pointing at me? Like this is my
Okay.
fucking fault.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hold on. That was my chair. Okay, so this is the last known conversation about the podcast up until about a week ago was we need to get together every week no matter what. Pick a day, pick a time. We don't change it. Everything else stops. We do that. And then we did that, and then he had to cancel on that, and then we never reset another recording time. So we've just never recorded again. But
Totally accurate.
that's actually 100% accurate. But part of the problem is Dome got a
This totally feels like me and you right now.
No,
Jake.
it feels like I'm at the dinner table and watching my parents and my fat
finish your
drunk uncle
finish your
is
mashed
telling
potatoes
them
so
to
I can
fight in
smack
front of
my
me.
wife. Okay,
Yeah, it's
shut
like
the fuck
you're
up,
like
kid.
Dana White as an angry ant.
So-
Give me some more meatballs.
Dome got a promotion, a non-paid promotion.
I
at
love
work.
how you used air quotes.
Yeah, well, they can see it. You guys know.
Fucking asshole.
So when I do that, I'm gonna talk.
do it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch you.
So Dome got a non-paid promotion.
Is that the noise you wanted me to keep? Okay, I'll be watching
Nailed
the whole
it. Nailed
episode.
it.
All right.
Yeah, figuratively speaking, you nailed it. So I think the problem is he's been extremely, extremely busy with work. So we
And the
kind of
other-
shelved it.
The other problem is that whenever I would say anything about having stuff in my life, he would make me feel guilty by explaining how awesome he is at managing the shit in his life. So then I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah, I know how to put off my wife and kids,
Yeah.
and he can't figure out how to put off a girlfriend.
Jake and I are just
Something
like,
like that.
Jake and I are just like
No,
looking at each other.
no, don't put me in this shit. I'm just sitting here in the heat, staring at you guys, watching shadows, doing noises. Okay, so I don't want to fucking be. I'm just here, just paying attention.
Yeah.
So we don't know. We may come back. We probably won't. We may come back.
It has become extremely difficult when you go from working 50 to 60 hours to working 60 to 70 hours. It adds just that extra little oomph that it makes life hard.
Again, I'm gonna compare my job to Dome's
Here we
job
go.
and say,
Here we go.
I
He said
totally
50 to 60, not
understand.
5 to
Wait,
6.
wait, did you hear that? He's gonna compare his fucking 4-hour-a-week job.
That's what I just said.
To
He
Dome
said 50 to
60.
60 hours, not 5 to
I
6
said
hours.
I know what it feels like. 4 hours feels like
Yeah,
feels like fucking an eternity.
yeah. I'll give you. Yeah, a tenth. You know what a tenth of Dome's job looks like. Good, good to go.
Just because you have the same number in it doesn't make it the fucking same. I will say this. I have full confidence that we will actually come back. I just think that there has to be, and I'll take full responsibility for this. There has to be more organization to my side of it in order for us to come back.
Okay. Well, now that the counseling session is done,
What do you want to get off your chest about me? Let's do this. No, let's do this. Like we're
This
here,
is-
we're at a table. This seems like what's the word? Cathartic.
Cathartic.
Cathartic. This seems cathartic.
that's a funny word coming from you too.
Oh, let's try. All right. Cathartic.
Wait, do we
it's
get to
not
do
a
this
K.
together?
It's not a K.
No,
let's
it's a
let's
C.
try. Let's help
Okay.
each other.
C-A.
C-A.
T-H. Yep.
Arctic.
Cathartic.
No one is currently
A-R-
looking how to
C.
spell it.
Arctic.
Arctic.
Cathartic. It's not cathartic.
CATHARTIC.
Yeah.
Fucking nailed it.
We did it!
Wow.
Woo! It only took 2 of us.
The illiterate
Two of us in
imbecile
20
can
minutes.
spell.
Okay, so back to us.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you start because if you have one thing, I'm gonna have a list. So I have to wait. I have to wait.
You
to be
start.
angry. I'm like
you
the
are
Hulk.
Jake the hater.
Yeah, I'm not hating yet.
You need motivation.
Yeah, I do. It's like getting my dick hard.
Then why's your name Jake the hater?
Because I get motivation to get hate. Like I drive behind a Prius and they piss me off. I watch the Oregon Ducks. They piss me off. The number 7, and the list goes on. Okay.
Wait. Why the number
There's
7?
a whole bunch of reasons, but I want to know about what B-word does not like about me, so I can make a list. That's how this works.
All right. So I don't like the fact that you bring the wrong fucking cord.
No, that's stupid. That we've already acknowledged that. Start your list over. How about you start with actual shit that
You got
matters?
to run your list by me so I can approve it.
That's right. So what's a new thing? A new thing.
A new thing. How about when you sent me a message prior to coming down here and you're like, hey, do you want me to bring my microphone? And I was like, yeah, how about that? Because we fucking talked about this for 8 months now.
And then I asked again.
And then you asked again. And then,
again.
And then you're like, can I bring anything for you? And you fucking show up here with a mic and a wrong cord.
Well, hey, I brought the mic. I didn't write anything about a cord. I said, do you want me to bring my mic? And you said yes. And I went, anything else? You went, and then I went, my mic. And you said, yes, I've already said it. I went, cool. And then I brought what I thought was important.
Hey, you know what? It could have been worse. He could have just brought the USB connection, and then we would have been really fucked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're fucked anyway, but at least he tried.
I also
Right.
brought the mini clip mic. It's up in my office or my bedroom up here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got another person who can't be on a podcast because we don't have an extra mic.
But it has to be on
now
the phone,
he
it
tells
has to
me
be
that we
separate
have
and-
a mini clip
No,
mic.
because you would have made it this whole thing, and he would have been pacing around over here on a phone like, trying to listen and talk, and it wouldn't work.
Do you not love your brother?
I do love my brother.
Then why don't you treat him like you love him?
I do. That's why he's not out here. Or else I'd be making a list about him too, probably. So do you want to do that? So anyways, okay.
Oh wait, you said clip?
A
No,
clit.
clit.
I call it the clit.
Okay, you did
It's a
say
little-
clip.
Yeah,
It's a little
it's because
naughty.
Jake can't find it.
No,
Got it.
I know where
Like
I
his
know what all
cord?
is.
Like
my
his
cord.
cord.
I
Yeah,
can't
like his
find-
cord.
no,
Like his
see,
cord.
I can find the clit. I can't find my own cord. Okay, that's what my wife is for. She finds that.
Yeah,
for
she
me.
finds your cord.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
So okay, so you didn't like that I didn't bring the right. But what else? Like what else? What else am I doing with this show that bothers you?
I don't know.
Let it out.
I don't know.
Don't be afraid.
When's the last
Probably
time?
the website.
Yeah.
Let's just be real.
Oh yeah. The website would be cool. But you've actually done a really good job with the website lately.
No, and I give him updates on why
Yeah.
or what's happens.
Yeah, and we have
perfect.
really good communication about the website. So
Yeah.
I
acknowledge that one. I fixed it.
So I guess what we're saying is that while we might be dads, we're not on Dayquill.
Oh, I took Dayquill this morning and I have some in my pocket.
Well, fuck, we're fucked. We're folding up. This is our last episode, boys.
Well, no, my list.
At least you told your
I
fans.
have a.
we were real dads. We just fucking deuced out on all of y'all.
We went to get milk.
And then we never fucking came back. We'll catch you next week, okay?
Well, I was surprised that you actually came back with my brother and your son when you left. I was thinking they're gonna say fuck off.
Well, he
and
came
leave
back
us.
because he was with his son. If his son was here, it would have been a little different.
Caleb, you want to head back?
What do I not like about you in the show?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel
Oh God, here we go.
when we are and when I'm working because I work hard. You text and I'm trying to get back. Yeah, I'm trying, and I'm like, I don't have time to answer you. Now I'll admit the fault with that, where I read your shit and I just go, fuck this, I'm not answering this, and then I let hours go by and I forget, and then you text me, and then I get mad that you text me again, knowing it's my fault, but I'm mad at you for it. Because I'm like, I'm definitely not going to answer it. So usually I'll let 2 or 3 days go by.
That is like the best double gaslight I've ever fucking heard.
You want to know what's funny is he says about the podcast, but like literally yesterday I fly into Las Vegas, and I had texted him. I'm like, hey, and it was something about the show, and then hey, right after that, I was like,
Can you scratch my back real quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
I didn't know what was going on.
Like headphones.
I didn't know what was going
Okay,
on.
thanks.
All right.
What do you want me to do then? You want me to go inside?
Just so people know,
Get the
we're
fuck outta
all
here.
looking at Gnome, and Gnome's doing this thing over his ears, so Gnome keeps grabbing his headphones like, okay, yeah. Is there a problem? Anyways.
So anyway, I I think I texted him something about the show or something. No, it was about the extra ticket because AJ couldn't go. And then I was like, okay, well, so check it out.
Napping.
Your brother called me.
Yeah.
And he says, hey, I need you to be at this pillar.
Yeah, 10.
I forgot what number.
Yeah.
So I text you.
Oh, I forgot a chord. You forgot a number.
I did.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I'm real quick. I'm going to text Jake and just say, what's the number? And then you responded to something entirely different.
I know.
So I said, what's the number I need to be at? And you're like, 10. And I was like, cool. And that was it.
Yeah, so what's the problem?
I don't know where I was going
I
with
don't
that.
either. That was stupid. That was all right. Another thing I hate, that stupid moment just there. Take it out of the show. No. I love doing the show. I'm happy we're doing it. I'm happy we're all here together. I'm just trying to keep up. But that's how I feel. Thank you for letting me know that I'm doing nothing wrong. All right. Oh, since you're here too, Hateful Gnome. What are we doing? Let's what are we doing wrong?
What are we
here?
doing wrong, Gnome?
We're not doing anything wrong.
Cathartic
No.
experience. What do you
with the
not like?
Hateful Gnome, what am I doing wrong?
Nothing.
What is
You were
Jake
first.
doing wrong?
You are doing wrong by you don't want to hang out with us every week. You want to have plans.
Oh,
of
like
having a
he said,
headache.
you're a woman. Like you have a
And-
migraine at night. Like all of a sudden we're about to
Yeah.
get randy.
Yeah, like every time we're about to, it's go time. Not the air quotes, right? Anytime you're about to get like lucky with a woman and then she doesn't feel good, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to see B-word in an hour. And then here comes the random text. Sorry, man, I'm not feeling hot.
Yeah.
Won't
yeah.
be on with you guys tonight. And then I have to just deal with you.
Like Chucky on
and then
Sons of Anarchy.
And then I have to deal with 6 fucking people logging in from different iPhones and vaping in their car like that, but you can't see them, so you don't know when they're going to hit the vape pen, but they're going to hit it. And, and then trying to edit that. That's about it. But that's not you guys.
What do you have a problem with the Hateful Gnome? I like this therapy table that we brought outside.
This is an interesting therapy
It
table.
is wonderful. It's not a red table like that fucking bald husband of Will Smith, but it's white. But what do you hate about Hateful Gnome stuff?
I don't know.
God damn,
I literally don't have a problem. Like, we're trying to manufacture problems here, but I don't have a problem.
mine's internal. Mine's my own problems.
We didn't ask about that.
I know, but
We're
I'm
not
just
going to ask about that.
Okay.
I don't think.
Okay.
What do you hate about Hateful Gnome? Besides that we do it.
That I have to download every week.
You don't download. Let's be real.
Absolutely do.
You do not.
I'm going to
I
be honest.
absolutely
You know
do.
how I know that? Because it's every other week, not every week.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't downloaded like the last month.
Oh, thanks.
On
There goes
Apple.
our sponsorships.
On Apple.
But
But
wait,
I have
you guys
on
download
Spreaker.
on you guys download on more than one thing?
I do.
I'm terrible
I'm
then.
subscribed, so whatever
just
the
follow
fuck
on
my
Spotify.
phone does is what I'm subscribed to it, so it's supposed to automatically download.
Correct.
The fact that I don't know it's every week shows you I don't listen.
Right. But that's not what you said. You just said I download.
But exactly, but I download.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
It takes up room on my phone.
That's good.
Outside of that, I don't know. I don't really care.
That's good.
So
Is there any more therapy that we need to do?
No.
All right. So
No.
with that, I think let's take a break
Okay.
and we'll be right back.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes people have a story to tell. It could be a story of triumph or a story of sorrow. However, it's their story. It's important to keep their story authentic, in their own words, and delivered in a delicate way. That's where Unfiltered Discussions podcast comes in. I'm Brian Howard. I talk with my guests about tough subjects and pivotal moments. I'd love for you to hear their stories. Subscribe to Unfiltered Discussions on your favorite podcast platform. Let's ensure their stories are heard.
Hey everyone, it's Gnome from the Hateful Gnomes Music Hut. I'm here with my good buddy, Jake the Hater, and we're bringing you a bi-weekly music podcast for all your heavy metal needs. Tell them about it, Jake.
We are here to have our horns up, and we are staying heavy. That is right. Even B-Word is producing behind the scenes, turning his mic off. But you know what? We are going to give the fans something bigger, badder, and fucking bolder. Tune in bi-weekly, a Spreaker Prime podcast. Commercial time with the Bleach Bros. Do you have something in you or not in you, and you want to think about it? Introducing the Dome 3000. Shaped like his head, ergonomically, you can make sure it goes up anally into your cavity so you can remember everything. Fuck, I can't pronounce words. What's the word? Ergonomically. What did I say? Urbanomically? I like how, hold on, just so the fans know. Dome was like, I was getting ready to do a commercial, and we were like, oh, dude, he's like, fuck no, I don't have it in me. I was like, I can do this, watch, Urbanomical.
Hold on. So it's now my turn for a commercial.
Oh.
Have you ever gone to the library to check out books?
What's the problem? The library.
Is your favorite movie The Terminator?
I color with crayons.
If so, this product is for you. This is called the Jake Can't Talk 12.
The Hater Dictionary 4000. Not only are the words spelled wrong, they'll teach you how to say them wrong.
You don't even have to read it. You just click play, and it's like, this word is called library.
It is library. How do you guys say library?
Narrated by the hater himself.
It's actually not even a book.
This
it's
is
one
available
of the
to you?
pull-string cow fucking things.
It's alphabetically phonetic.
When it you pull it, ring, and it rings around and it lands on it. Library.
Library. Timmy went to the library.
I color crayons.
You know, does that mean if you just leave one letter out, you can say any word you want?
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this.
Which letter and which word? Because if I say the word bigger and I take out a G, is that bigger or is it still bigger?
It's bigger.
Is that like Gator? Is that like Gator earlier?
He's trying to talk shit to somebody who was talking shit to me about the Florida Gators, and I don't remember what he said, but he sent the text Gator, but it was spelled Gater.
So
What? Okay, what words? All right, how do you pronounce certain words? Like, what words do I pronounce wrong? Besides all of them.
Urbanomically.
Ergonomically. Okay.
I talk good.
I do. I talk right.
Oh my God.
That was a good commercial.
That was a great
I
commercial.
love that. I would buy that product right now.
The product is free.
The Jake Talks 12.
The U.S. Department of Joe Biden experience sent it out to you.
Beautiful.
And not only that, if you call right now, they'll give you your own McConnell stroke. You can sit there looking like, what the fuck did I just read?
Shit.
What about that congresswoman that was jerking off her date?
Oh,
In the
yeah.
movie she was fucking hot.
What?
No,
You haven't seen-
Lauren Boebert?
She looked pretty hot to me. I mean, let's compare her to Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean,
Any woman that's
Well,
willing
so
to
she
jerk
was-
you off while you're watching a movie is not
first date in a movie
shit.
theater. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a movie theater, bro. It was like a Broadway show.
Oh, it was a Broadway
Yeah,
show.
even better.
They were watching
When I saw
Beetlejuice.
theater, I was like, a movie theater. Okay.
No, they were watching Beetlejuice, and not only was she jacking him off, she was vaping at the same time.
Oh, beautiful.
You want to
double
talk about a
hot.
multitasker?
Oh.
Check on the resume right
Fuck.
there.
You know she's been trained before.
Yeah, she sucks on one thing and tugs on another. She's been trained for sure.
That's the Manchurian candidate I'd vote for. What are you looking at behind
There's
me?
a plane.
Fantasy Island?
You don't see the plane right there?
I see it, but hold on. You guys make fun of me, and all of a sudden it'd be like if there was a train going, stop, guys, there's a train.
I didn't say stop. I looked over and saw the light, so I looked up.
Have you never seen the little midget that points up to the sky?
Deplane.
And then here's Jake just looking at it.
Now you gotta pay attention.
Hey, wait, if everybody's quiet, you can hear in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fuck you guys.
So Jake, you've never been to Texas Roadhouse,
No.
and
did
you
tonight.
work in the beef industry.
Yeah.
You like to handle your meat.
Yep.
How was your experience?
That's fine. It's about, I mean, how long do you want me to talk about it? It was fine. There was a steak. We all had fun. Gnome's son wanted to order chicken with batter.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was good. It was a decent steak.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It'll make a turd.
Yeah.
Nomi, I have an issue though with your son.
What's up?
You already know what we did, but you realize that
We
all of our
definitely-
I
mics.
realized it didn't work. Sorry. I tried my best.
God bless
I'm
him for
trained a
minding the
certain way.
mute. God bless you for minding the mute.
I
ordered.
You must be using Jake 12.
I ordered J12.
Good for you. My first order. Now I know where it went.
Jake set a stone.
Oh, no, it's not even that. It's Jake's got a rock. Jake got a rock, and it's just me looking like this. I don't think he understands it. No, it's the Rosetta Stone. But I don't like stones. I like the rock.
He wrote set a crayon. Whoever thought that the wheels were going to stay on this bus? Oh, shit.
Zero alcohol involved.
Oh, God.
Zero substance of any kind involved.
I did
Oh
my
my
best.
god.
Isn't it the effort that counts?
I did my best, he says.
I hope these people next to us call the cops for a noise complaint. If we call the cops on us for a podcast outside.
We're gonna get arrested in an Airbnb.
Also, no. You're going to see Tone. There's bright lights on the house.
Look at the red and blue lights. Where the hell did they come from?
I think they called the.
Shit.
Popo.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Can you guys arrest us with our headphones on? Can we have our headphones on in the mugshot?
Sir, can you hold on? We need to make this merch.
Can I just say?
You want to record a commercial real quick, cop?
You got any Negro?
No, but I got some butt drugs.
Oh my god.
This moment right here is exactly why none of our significant others are worried about a fucking moment. About us being together. Oh, Jesus.
I was gonna bag on your son for a minute about how he ate corn. And then I went off the
His
fucking rails.
Fingers. He's like, I look across the table. He's just like dipping his fingers in the corn. He's like,
It looked like he was eating popcorn with regular corn. And the corn was falling into his fucking styrofoam little thing. Oh, did you not see that? Oh my god, it was hilarious.
he's sitting right next to you.
I watched.
Oh.
It was part of my okay experience at the Texas Roadhouse.
I actually, I would say for being a chain restaurant, I will say it. From my perspective, they cook the steak appropriately.
Yeah.
A lot of places do not.
Yeah.
So I was worried about that. The atmosphere was good outside of the constant changing of football games on the screen.
Or
Yeah.
just pickleball.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Right. Yeah, we won't change that screen, but we'll change the other ones. But our waitress was fantastic and super nice.
Colleen, she was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So,
She was
it
on top
it was
of
good.
everything.
I thought it was good. It was good.
My only complaint was the blue box mac and cheese that they gave me.
It literally looked like
it
a box of
looked-
Kraft
yeah.
in a
But that's
bowl.
because it wasn't listed in their sides, and when you ordered it, I looked on the menu and saw it was under a kid's menu, and I was like, oh, I know what he's getting. But I didn't want to interrupt because every time we talked, Colleen would like shut you down.
Oh,
And be
yeah.
like, oh, do you want more tea? No. Well, just so you know, when I pour tea, it's getting fucking full. And you were like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, I loved that about her, but it was just
Yeah.
funny.
So we all came down here to watch my Dallas Cowboys lose. And when this episode comes out, the whole entire world will know the outcome. Win or lose, thank you guys for coming because this is a blast. And honestly, meeting you guys in person after knowing you guys for a little while, I don't even know where that fucking came from.
Oh, my asshole.
Did you fart?
He looked inside the house like, what the fuck? There's
I thought Caleb dropped his fucking phone. I was like, Jesus, that was loud.
Texas Roadhouse, baby.
But seriously, like this is a blast. I love recording with you guys over the fucking interwebs.
Yeah.
But recording here in person and being able to see fucking real man tears coming out of our faces
Yeah.
while we're crying is pretty fucking awesome.
I think it's another plane.
No, I thought I heard a dog for a second.
No, just they're playing in his farts.
I don't have cheers. This is sweat. I'm sweating a lot.
It's because you didn't think that the Jake Rock was as funny as we did.
Jake said a rock.
Jake's got a rock.
That's more like a Medosic pebble, I think, at this point. So
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really all I had to come to the table with.
What's the score
Nice.
tomorrow? Who's winning?
Oh, let's go Cowboys 28, Arizona 14.
You said Cowboys were losing.
I know. I've never been to a game where they won, but it doesn't mean that I don't think that they're going to win.
Dome, who's winning score?
42-12.
Cowboys.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that.
41-17. Just because.
Fucking dick.
What do you got, Gnome?
Cowboys 34-9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 3 field goals.
Yeah.
Like that. Actually, it
Or
would be
something
cooler.
weird like
It'd be cool, like
a touchdown and a safety.
a touchdown, or like a touchdown and like no extra point, and then
And
they
then
kick
a field goal
That's
later.
where,
Yeah,
I,
something
that's
like
where
that.
I came with the 12. I think they get 2 field goals, they score a touchdown,
Miss an extra point.
miss the extra point. Yeah, or like the game is close in the first half, and they try and go for 2 in the first half because they're the fucking Cardinals,
Yeah.
and they miss it.
Yeah.
So then that's it. They're done.
Yeah.
It's their 12 points, and then fucking Dallas pulls away.
Do you guys appreciate scoregamis?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah, you do. Scoregami is a score that has not been recorded
Oh yes,
in
yes,
the books
yes,
yet.
yes. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I would love to see a scoregami tomorrow. Now, if you ask
be
me what a scoregami is, I can't pick out a score that hasn't been done yet. But if it was a scoregami, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
like an 8-2.
Yeah, assuming that that's never
I think
been done
8-2 has
before.
been done.
It probably has.
And I
but
want to say
think-
Chicago was one of them.
Okay.
I want to say, if we look it up,
Yeah.
I think the Bears were in that game.
We got smartphones for a reason.
Yeah, so that way you can read
I was
your
looking up
Jake
that
said a
Laura.
rock.
I was looking up that Laura Bobber. Yeah, what is Jake?
I
got a rock?
definitely didn't think that he was going to call me out on this. Fuck.
Jake's got a rock. I typed in Jake got a rock first. I'm wasting my time over
Jesus
here.
Christ.
No, I was looking up Lauren Boebert to look up
Yeah.
the handy lady.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good idea. 8.
And that noise that you're hearing in the background is Caleb.
Fucker comes in just throwing shit in drawers.
He's looking for spatulas.
No, he's not. He's putting stuff away.
Oh,
Did you look it up?
I'm currently trying to look it up. Hold on.
Okay.
The Wi-Fi here is about as good as the acoustics.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, I typed in Oregon.
I hooked my phone up to the Wi-Fi and my phone got slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty bad. Yeah. When I was talking to them, I was FaceTiming the kids earlier on the couch.
Yeah.
You could like barely see. It was like pixelating in and out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I should have just disconnected when I was talking to them, but they didn't want to talk to me anyway. They were having fun at a friend's house.
8-2's never happened.
2-2,
2-2.
4-0. These are ones that have not happened.
Gotcha.
It says 1,411 missing scores.
Yeah. So
Wow, there's
Fair.
that many missing
Yeah,
scores.
so 8-2's never happened.
8-2 has never happened. Okay. I'm pretty sure if you look, I'm pretty sure Chicago 8 something has happened, and Chicago
Probably
is
8
part
to
of
3.
that. Yeah.
The problem
Yeah.
is you'd need for the Cowboys the way they're playing, it would have to be a high score. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like a 55 to something. Like there's
0-0
only-
never happened. That would be fun.
No.
Just a tie.
That
forever.
would be terrible.
I would love
game.
that.
That is
That'd be a
different.
terrible
That is
game.
different for baseball or soccer versus football. A 0-0 football score would be fucking miserable
Yeah.
to watch.
I would, and honestly, if it was a 0-0 score tomorrow, assuming that that's what happened when we were there, I would have a terrible time.
Oh, 100%.
Like it would just be bad.
And actually, sorry, 0-0 has happened.
Win.
I don't know. It doesn't say, but it's green on the thing, which means it's happened
Oh.
on the graph. Also, 73-0 has happened once.
73 to
73-0 has happened
Wow.
once.
In the NFL?
Yeah.
Holy
well, it says
shit.
NFL scoregami, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Grid.
I wonder who that one was. That would have to be like a powerhouse. Like maybe that was St. Louis in the greatest show on turf era.
Only 134 score recorded has not been recorded with another score.
So 34.
To 4
Wow.
is the only 34 score that has not
That
been
could have happened
recorded.
tomorrow.
34-4, so
Yeah.
2 safeties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
0-0
could see that happening.
has happened multiple times. The Cardinals.
Here we go, baby.
And it was the Chicago Cardinals versus the Chicago Titans in 1920, and then the Giants and the Lions in 1943.
Wow. Wow. So what are your bets? So that way we can revisit. What are your bets for tomorrow?
For your game, I have the Cowboys minus 12 is my main bet for the day.
I haven't fully made my choices yet on. I'm going to put in some touchdown scorer bets. I do like Justin Jefferson. I do like Chris Olave. I like those 2 touchdown scorers tomorrow. I like Bijan Mustardson to score. He's so dominant already. There was a couple other ones I like too.
Another one we were talking about earlier, because you guys do FanDuel and I do DraftKings, and you guys were doing the combined over touchdowns of Wilson, Prescott, and Patrick Mahomes. It was 6 or more. So I did my own on DraftKings, which was Russell Wilson to get over 1.5 touchdown passes, Dak Prescott to get over 1.5 touchdown passes, and then Patrick Mahomes to get over 2.5. So just to pull that parlay up and see what happens.
I like it.
Yeah.
What do you got? Anything?
I like the Vikings to cover. I like Baltimore to cover.
The Vikings to cover their 1 point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically to win.
Okay.
Yeah, to win by a decent amount. I like Baltimore to cover. I like Kansas City to cover. I actually like Kansas City in just about almost any stat line you can put with Kansas City, because Chicago's defense is just fucking miserable.
Terrible.
Yeah, so any like yardage that you can kind of somewhat think of reasonably, I like with Kansas City. I think they have big games. So that's it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see like what happens in this NFL season. I mean, there's obviously a lot that happens, a lot that goes on.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just making sure that his son didn't drown, I think. So
That's probably a good idea.
yeah,
We can't
Because
forget
we know
to turn the
Caleb
pump
stopped
back
watching
on.
him.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Caleb's probably getting nudies as we talk. So,
Yeah.
but so Dome, who's your Super Bowl prediction?
I don't remember who I picked on our show already.
No, that was before the season started. So
Yeah.
now let's go week 3 that we're in right now. 4.
Hey, Noam, who did I take for the Super Bowl? Who do you remember who I fucking picked? Did I say Buffalo? I don't remember actually now that I look at it. Now that I've seen some games start, I would actually have to say Philadelphia. I think the Eagles are probably the most well-rounded team right now. Defensively, offensively, I think they're the most well-rounded team.
Okay. Jake, do you want to? I know we recorded on ours, but do you want to revisit that and see if you have something that makes a little bit more sense?
Should have got that. I fucked up.
I think I would like to see the Cowboys-Jaguars Super Bowl this year, just the way the teams play. More for going for what I'd want to see happen, more than what I think it's... Because I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest.
Can you say that word one more time? The Cowboys and what?
Jaguars.
Okay.
What did he say?
I'm just curious how you said it. There was a thing on a mainstream podcast that I listened to, and they were asking how you pronounce
Like Jaguars?
Jaguars?
Jaguar. Or
Jaguar is
or
a car.
Jaguar. Yeah.
But it has the logo of the fucking Jaguar.
Yeah, but the fucking the Jaguar.
Yeah, that little Jaguar. The little Tigger. The little
Jake set a
jumping
stone
Tigger.
coming in clutch.
The Jagger.
Jesus.
The Mick Jagger.
So Nomi, I know that you guys made predictions before the season, but effective this week, who do you think is making the Super Bowl?
I think I chose Buffalo. I could see Buffalo versus Philly, but anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I get tangled up on the NFC. I was a doubter at the beginning of the year, but man, the fucking Niners look goddamn good. But realistically, they're 1 or 2 injuries away from being a mediocre team. Mm-hmm. Like the Jets, 1 injury away, and now they're just a mediocre team.
Yeah.
But as of
they're a
right
great
now, I'd
defense.
say there's nobody better than the Niners in the NFC. Possibly the Cowboys. I guess we'll see as the road goes along. Big injury though for Diggs. That sucks. That sucks. But he's not. I mean, it'd be way worse if it was Michael Parsons. you know?
Or if it was somebody on offense, like if CD was
yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah.
Like that would be a whole different
Yeah.
scenario. Matt from the 69 Whiskey and Bromigos podcast reached out to me and he's like, Diggs is out for the year, and I had already known. But Dallas actually has some depth at the cornerback position, so I don't know that I'm worried about that position unless I see something different.
I thought the same thing. It's a big injury, but I was like, that's not a game changer for the defense to flop.
No, and Quinn is just a phenomenal defensive coach, but Deron Bland, who's going to step into the role that Diggs is in, is not
fine.
bad. And then you have Jordan Lewis, who's a phenomenal slot cornerback. So it's really not as, terrible as it sounds. But I think as we sit here this particular week, my original picks were I believe it was either the Bills or the Bengals versus the 49ers, with the 49ers winning. And I don't think the Bills or the Bengals are going to have that. I mean, the Bengals for sure not. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with their quarterback. And
They look terrible in general, even with Burrow.
There's a lot that's happening there. Buffalo really shit the bed in week 1, though.
I don't
against
think
the
so.
Jets.
I actually don't think so. I think that everybody underestimated the Jets' defense. I think including them, and Buffalo showed it when they came out and put an ass whooping on Las Vegas.
I would attribute the loss not to the entirety of the Bills. The loss belongs to Josh Allen for being a fucking moron.
I'm happy you said that.
Yeah.
I'm happy you said that, and here's why. Because as a Cowboys fan, I hear you've never had any success in 30 years. Let's revisit in January, all this sort of stuff, which I agree with. That's been the pattern, right? Mm-hmm. But they also call Dak a mid quarterback, and I think Dak is a top 10 quarterback. Mm-mm. But you look at Josh Allen, yeah. But you look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen's highly regarded, probably top 5. And
he's terrible for turnovers, though.
But he's terrible for turnovers. But Dak led the league in turnovers last year, and that was the storyline. But what happened the year before that, or the year before that, or the year before that? He's always been good with the ball.
Even last year, Allen was not great with the ball.
No,
as an owner of him for fantasy football in a dynasty league,
yeah,
I mean, he would be, for fantasy purposes, much better if he was more careful with the ball.
Yeah, because what ends up happening is you get 3 touchdowns, but you also get 3 turnovers.
Yep. Yeah.
You get 400 yards, but you also get 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
So I will agree with Josh Allen in that he's not as perfect as people make him out to be. He is good. I would put him in the same category I put Dak, which is the ass end of a top 10 quarterback.
Who's your top 10?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, number 1.
That's it.
Through 5.
He's fucking.
Well, before we get there, can we
yeah.
get back to the discussion? So I didn't say my AFC team. I still stand by my dark horse, which is Baltimore.
Okay.
I like Baltimore.
Okay.
They're well coached.
We did talk about that,
and I did say that.
We both agreed.
But you were saying,
oh yeah, I didn't say my AFC team.
right,
So
you were talking about the 2, but you don't think so.
So I think to be the best, you have to beat the best, and I think that the best right now in the NFC. I don't think that there's a better team than the Niners. So I'm going to stick with the Niners. Again, to be the best, you have to beat the best. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Well, the Chiefs have figured out the same formula that New England had. Mm-hmm. You need an elite quarterback. You need one elite other player on offense, and the rest can be interchangeable scrubs.
And an elite head coach.
Agree.
Well,
yeah.
agree. Yeah, so
agree.
think about it this
But
way.
I'm saying player-wise,
right?
Patrick Mahomes and Brady, right?
Right.
Kelsey and Gronk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
And before
Belichick
Gronk, you
and
had
Reed.
Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they always had one other superstar.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
Oh, he was.
He
was
hung in there.
lights
He was
out.
pretty good.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
hung in there for
Yeah,
sure.
dude.
Yeah.
He showed his true colors at the end.
Yeah.
He was great at catching bullets.
Yeah.
Um,
So okay,
Jake.
His lawyer was great at defense.
I heard that Aaron Hernandez wanted a tight end, not to be a tight end.
Yeah. Well.
But that turned out to kind of implode in his
Yeah,
face.
I mean, you're not wrong. Kansas City is probably the best team in the AFC, but I think the only reason why they are the best team in the AFC is because the AFC actually is so fucking inconsistent and shoddy right now, and nobody has looked at anybody who has played a game in the AFC and looked at it as what it is. Like, we kind of talk about the Baltimore situation where last year, if Baltimore didn't have the astronomical amount of injuries, Baltimore could have taken
They
out
almost beat the
KFC.
Bengals. They almost beat the Bengals in the first round of the playoffs with their third string quarterback because their defense is good and their coaching is phenomenal.
And nothing has changed from last year. If anything, they've grown deeper. So, yeah.
Jake, who's your top 10 quarterbacks?
Right now, or are we talking old ones?
Right, that are active right now and not injured.
I would say Playing wise, I'm going with Brock Purdy. I like his play, how he's doing well. Joe Burr, I think he's going to have a comeback for the year. I'm not saying he's doing good now. I actually like Tua. I know me and you were talking about that earlier. I don't think he's an elite quarterback, but I think he understands his style of play and what they need to do to win.
And let's be real. In top 10, elite is probably the top 5. And then the next 5 is just top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You know what I mean?
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Of course, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I got to give it to him. Derek Carr, I think, is actually going to turn some things around. I don't think they're going to go anywhere, but I'm still going to put him in top 10. Because I think he has the ability to make it happen, but I don't think he has the team around him. I think everybody thought they would, and it's going to be a flop. I said that from day one. I did not believe in the Saints team at all, but I think he's a great. I think
I think it's the opposite.
Oh, you do?
I think Derek Carr's the problem.
No.
He was the problem in Vegas for being just a mediocre quarterback. He can support a top receiver, but he's not a top quarterback. And now I think it's being shown again in New Orleans. I want to be proved wrong.
Right.
But
And Herbert, I think Herbert for the Chargers, I've liked him.
yeah,
So,
Herbert's great.
He's a great quarterback. I don't think it's his year. And I mean, we've seen that with people where it's like, Eli Manning only did it twice, right? But even through the 90s, when you'd watch, you'd see Elway have his year. Then you'd see Favre have his year. You'd see Aikman have their year. I think Herbert's year is coming. I don't think it's now, but I'm still putting him in that top 10 consideration. I mean, other than that, most other people are either injured, interchangeable, or on their way out. I mean, Russell Wilson's on the way out. He's old. So, and other guys are trying to step up and haven't proven much more to me. So that's my opinion.
Okay. So none of you guys have Dak or Kirkers in top 5.
Nobody asked my top 10.
Well,
Who's
and I
your-
didn't actually get a chance to say my top 10.
Okay, so
Well,
who's your
you just
top
said
10?
Mahomes was your top 10.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but then we switched off, and I never got a chance to say anybody else. So I would actually put Kurt in my top 5. So Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Herbert are probably my 1, 2, 3. I would probably put Joe Burrow 4, Kirk Cousins 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all interchangeable, and it would be Dak, Allen. Actually, no, I lied. I would put Purdy at 6. I would put Brock at 6, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all interchangeable, where it's Dak, Josh Allen. That's really it.
See, I want to argue with you about Kirkers, though, because Kirkers is a 2-minute drill quarterback, in my opinion. His receivers make up more than anything for him, but he's that guy that if he's going to win a game, it's by 1 point, and it's by the last drive, and it's by a good pass, and that's it. The rest of the game, I think he's just like you were saying, the guy threw not the same one, but 400 yards, 4 interceptions. You're going to get 200 yards and 0 touchdowns, or you're going to get 500 yards and a touchdown, and then the rest of the game is just held up by defense, and they're winning 17-16. It's just not one of those things where he's lighting up the scoreboard, and I know that we get excited when we see guys like Mahomes putting up 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Kirkers doesn't do that, but it's also the fact that he's a 2-minute drill quarterback. You get him at the end of the game time, yeah, I can see him coming back and doing it, but the rest of the game, no, not elite at all.
Kirkers is Tony Romo to me.
He's this next generation.
He's Tony Romo
Yeah.
or he's Phillip
Yeah.
Rivers.
Even though he did throw 4 touchdowns
Yeah.
last week
All
against
right.
Philadelphia.
Go ahead with your top 10, but then I want to circle back because I want to nail you guys down on this.
So currently, right now, I think even though we did talk about Allen, I think Mahomes, he's in his own category right now.
Yeah,
but
fair.
he's one.
Fair.
I would put him and Jalen really close.
Mahomes is by himself, and then I put Herbert and Allen in the next mix of 2, 3, because even though Allen, his biggest problem is him getting in his own way and causing turnovers, but he can be a highlight reel, and
Right.
he can chuck the ball,
Yeah,
he can put it
fair
on.
enough.
I mean, that game against Kansas City 2 years ago, to go to the AFC final, that last 2.5 minutes was absolutely
it was
wild
lights out.
between the two of
Yeah.
them, right? I mean, nothing was off between the two. I'd put Jalen Hurts next, and then I'd probably go. I'd probably throw Kirk next, because the thing with Kirk, I like Jake's points, but I still think that when it comes down to it, he can still give you yards and touchdowns, and he's not super high turnover with the ball. not typically.
Okay.
He'll make mistakes, but they're rare.
I think Trevor Lawrence is on his ascending.
Yeah, I think-
on his
I think-
way
I-
into
I'll
that
give you
top
that.
five
Him
conversation.
and Lamar are probably my last two for that round out for 10.
I think Lamar belongs in that 3-4 range
He's a top 10 running back.
if he can get healthy. I think he's got a phenomenal arm.
Yeah.
He's had no receiver support in a long time.
Right.
He just
I
hasn't,
agree with that.
And now we have Zay Flowers. Now Zay Flowers is
And you got Odell.
and you do have Odell, who looked pretty good last week. I just think can Lamar stay healthy enough? That's
Okay.
and he probably won't.
No,
Fair
he's
enough.
brittle, man. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Zay Flowers was my pick for offensive rookie of the year.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, were you done with that?
Well, no, I was going to say, but the problem is I don't think Lamar's going to stay healthy enough to make him even win that award, which
Yeah.
sucks.
That'd be interesting to see for sure.
And then I'd round it out with like Tua and Purdy.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
Purdy, although
Purdy's
Purdy's
good.
record, he's smart with the ball, but he is also just a slightly better than a game manager.
Okay.
He's going to give you 250 and two. He might throw a pick, but he's not going to give you 400 yards. He's not going to give you 5 touchdowns. He's just not that quarterback. He doesn't need to be, but
well, I don't think that team's built that way
I'll
either.
argue
don't think he
that.
can throw that
I
way.
don't think it's Purdy. I think it's Shanahan.
Yeah, I don't
And-
think
and-
the team's built that way.
Because when Garoppolo was on there, Garoppolo did okay enough until he got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, he took
Purdy
him to the big
can't
dance.
throw the ball like an elite quarterback,
Right.
though. He still throws the ball like he's in college.
fair
okay.
enough.
So I'm going to go through the list of quarterbacks, and I want you guys to tell me if they are in your top 10 or aren't in your top 10. Okay. NFC, Sam Howell,
No.
Baker Mayfield,
No.
Nope.
Geno Smith,
Nope.
No.
Brock Purdy.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So that's one. Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Daniel Jones,
No.
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 Derek Carr,
No.
Kirk Cousins.
Well, I did, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the list.
So Kirk Cousins is 3. Matthew Stafford,
No. No.
Not anymore, no.
Jordan Love,
Nope.
No.
Not.
Jared Goff,
Nope.
No.
Justin Fields,
Nope.
No.
Andy Dalton,
No.
Josh Dobbs,
No.
Desmond Ritter,
No.
Dak Prescott.
no.
He's in my
flirts, He flirts with the 10 with me.
He's
Yeah.
number 11.
Okay, so
I'd go as high as 7
Potentially-
with him.
Just no.
potentially he's on or off your list. Is that fair enough to say?
I think he's in mine. He's just at the bottom. He's one of the bottom 3.
Okay.
He's 8, 9, or 10.
Okay, so
First,
AFC.
I went with 7-Eleven in my brain. I was thinking of a Slurpee.
so AFC. Ryan Tannehill,
Sounds good.
No.
Kenny Pickett,
No.
No.
Zach Wilson,
No.
No.
Who does Kenny Pickett play for?
the Steelers,
Steelers.
Oh, fuck.
Mac
That guy
Jones.
sucks.
No.
No.
Tua,
No.
Yeah.
Herbert,
Yeah.
Yes.
Garoppolo,
No.
Mahomes,
Yes.
Yes.
Trevor Lawrence,
Yes.
Yep.
Gardner Minshew,
No.
No.
C.J. Stroud,
Nope.
No.
Russell Wilson,
Nope.
Deshaun Watson,
Nope.
No.
Burrow,
Yep.
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Yep.
Jackson.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, my point is we went through that whole list, and you guys basically said 8 of the quarterbacks were pretty decisive that they're in there.
Yeah.
What is, as a Cowboys fan, tell me this, because I am biased. What's the knock on Dak?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Well, and,
No, I
and
know.
that might be fair, but what's
No,
the
but-
knock on Dak?
I don't think you can count on Dak. I think the knock on Dak isn't that he doesn't have the skill. It's that you cannot count on him to bring it to the table. And when it matters, he fucks up.
So let me challenge that. Where has Josh Allen brought it to the table?
I put it.
How many
I mean,
playoff
on my-
games has Dak won?
3.
He's won 3 games? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And to be fair, on my list, I said that he's right there with Josh Allen.
Sure. But going back, just as a comparison, where has Allen succeeded?
But let me ask you this. Okay, and I'll answer that. But for you, B-Word, do you see Dak winning a Super Bowl before Josh Allen without rebuilding this team or putting more on this team?
I think that this potentially could be the only year that Dak has a shot.
If this year, if the Bills and Cowboys revisit like the early 90s, you think hands down Cowboys beat the Bills?
I do. Because their defense. Not because of Dak.
Yeah,
Because their defense.
Because of defense.
Same,
See, okay, time
And
out.
I still don't
Time
think
out.
they would.
If the Buffalo Bills win that game, do you think it's because of the Buffalo Bills defense, or do you think it's because of Josh Allen?
Because it sure as hell won't be the defense.
Right, correct. But it would be because of Josh Allen.
There you go.
Right. But when we start talking about Hall of Fame, what's the big
we're not talking about
no, no.
Hall of Fame because Josh Allen, neither Josh
Sure.
Allen nor Dak are
Not
going to get
saying
in
that,
first
but I have
bid at all.
I have
right
a
now.
point with that.
Okay.
So, what typically is the criteria.
Well, people try to say rings, but that's one out the window.
Okay, so Eli Manning,
He's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
did he win because he won, or did he win because the defense won?
I would say both times he threw critical fucking passes to put them in a winning position.
Yeah, 100%.
With crazy catches that were succeeded by the wide receivers.
But he put the ball in a position for them to make the play, and
It wasn't an interception.
Yeah.
He didn't fumble the ball. He didn't run out of bounds. He didn't spike it bad. He didn't make mishandled plays. That's what Dak does.
So he was a bus driver.
But that's my problem is Dak is a mishandler when the game's on the line.
so
no,
was Vinny
he's not.
Testaverde. So
He's
was Vinny
not. That's my
Testaverde
point.
when he won.
Yeah, no, I agree. You can be a bus driver and win rings. That's
Yeah,
my point.
100%.
That's my point.
Trent Dilfer
Trent
won a
Dilfer,
ring.
Joe Flacco,
And do you remember who Trent Dilfer beat in that Super Bowl?
Brady, didn't he?
No, Kerry Collins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
The
right.
worst Super Bowl
right.
statistically for two quarterbacks.
That was
That's
the
right.
Bucks versus
It
And
was
while I
the
agree with
Giants
that,
versus
Giants
the
with Ravens.
I don't think I think the problem with Dak is Dak's a bus driver that forgets he's a bus driver.
I agree with that. But when it comes down to, and I'm not here to sell you guys on Dak Prescott. That's not my goal. It might sound like that, but that's not my goal.
You won't.
My goal here is basically to say, look, I'm going through this list, and while we have, so Jalen Hurts made it to the big dance, and arguably he's the reason why they made it to the big dance. They had a defense, they had really good pieces on offense, but he was a mover. He wasn't a game manager. Sam Howell hasn't done anything. Baker Mayfield hasn't done anything. Geno Smith hasn't done anything. Brock Purdy hasn't done anything because Brock Purdy got injured. We still have to prove it. Daniel Jones hasn't done anything. Derek Carr hasn't done anything. Kirk Cousins hasn't done anything. Matthew Stafford had a team around him, but Matthew Stafford also did enough, in my opinion.
He drove the bus.
He did. Jordan Love hasn't proved anything yet. Jared Goff lost in the big dance, arguably because of Jared Goff. Justin Fields hasn't done anything. Andy Dalton, Josh Dobbs, Desmond Ridder. That's the NFC. Going back into the AFC, Justin Herbert hasn't done anything to prove that he's a top 10.
Yeah, he has.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You want to dial back his stats 2 years ago and tell me what they were?
Where did his stats
Even
take
last
him?
year.
But,
It doesn't
but
matter
you're
where
saying,
it
you're
took
saying
him.
you don't have to win rings to
We're
get
talking
it.
about elite quarterback. We're not talking about rings.
I'm not talking about Hall of Fame here. I'm talking about getting your team past
Okay.
hurdles.
We'll go find 100 people on the street that
I don't
understand
care what
football.
100 We're not playing Family
and we'll
Feud
see how
here,
many
no.
pick Dak over Herbert outside of
But
you.
that's my
your point. That's
the
your
narrative.
point.
The narrative is that he's better, and I'm not saying that he is or he isn't. The narrative is that Dak is a garbage quarterback.
Okay,
That's not my
I don't
narrative.
have my
He's a
phone
top
on
10
me.
for
I get that.
Hold on,
I get
I don't
that.
have my phone on me. Do me a favor. Pull up the stats for Herbert over the last 5 years. Right, he's been in the league for 4 or 5 years. So pull up Herbert for 5 years and pull up Dak for 5 years. Even if you want to pull up Dak's first 5 years, last 5 years, or best 5 years, I don't care. But pull up Herbert for the last 5 years, however long he's been in the league.
Here's the one stat that I'll say for Herbert. Herbert does not have a playoff win.
That's fine. But again, that doesn't mean
This is elite quarterback play, though, because when and to interrupt you for a second, when you're going back to the Eli Manning thing, when you think of those Super Bowls, what players are you thinking of in those?
Who's the guy with the gap teeth?
Would you have called Tony
Strahan.
Romo?
Strahan.
Would you have called Tony Romo an elite
You're not
quarterback?
thinking of
No.
Eli Manning
You
at all?
didn't think so?
No.
You wouldn't have called him elite.
No. As a matter of fact,
Not top 5, top 10.
well, elite. No, he was a top 10 for sure. But
Okay. He
here's-
never won a playoff game.
Correct. And I'm not saying that Herbert's not deserving of the top 10. Herbert belongs in the top 10. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of narrative that say these guys are better because.
Yeah.
Prove to me that they're better.
Well-
Better comes with success. It doesn't come with stats.
Okay. Yes and no, because in
When we're talking top 10 positional rank, we're not talking about records. We're talking about stats.
exactly, and you cannot put the rest of the team's involvement in the win on that quarterback and then use it to define who that quarterback is or how good that quarterback is. Herbert has had a problem with his team and the way they play. If you go back and look at how many losses he had by 1 fucking point, by 3 points or less, it's astronomical. There's like 7 of them, 8 of them.
But to me, you're explaining Tony Romo's career right now.
But we're not talking about Tony Romo. We're talking about Dak.
I get that. But
And I would call Tony Romo a top 10 quarterback in his prime.
Agree.
just like I would call Justin Herbert a top 10 quarterback or Dak a top. I am calling Dak a top 10 quarterback.
I get that.
I am just saying that Justin Herbert is a better top 10 quarterback than Dak. And the reason why I'm saying he's a better top 10 quarterback than Dak is because Dak is inconsistent and he makes mistakes when they count the most. Justin Herbert, when they falter as a team, it's not his fault all the time. Yes, there are some occasions, but it comes down to the defense letting up or them playing tougher teams.
Because to your point, Dome, when the Cowboys lose, how often is it because of Dak or around Dak versus when Herbert does, he can be fucking flawless and they lose a 1-point game. Dude, he was out on the field doing everything that he was supposed to his job. But there are time and time again I watched the Cowboys play, and the reason they lose is because of the mishandling by Dak.
Yeah. The mismanagement of the offense.
If you're comparing the two, that's my problem.
If you really want the final, here's the stats. Dak Prescott, not including this year, has 7 years as the quarterback. Okay, He has 25,000 passing yards. He has 168 touchdowns, and he has 65 interceptions. Justin Herbert has 3 years as a starting quarterback. He's at almost 15,000 passing yards, so he's 4 years behind Dak. And I'd say by the time in 4 years, when we compare stats, what will his stats be compared to Dak as a quarterback? He has 97 touchdowns and 35 picks.
Yeah, no, we're getting way in the weeds here, and I'm not backing down from this argument. Don't get me wrong.
No, you're just losing.
No, but Herbert didn't have an Ezekiel Elliott who rushed for 1,500 yards every single year.
We want to bring up Eckler's stats. Do you want those?
Let's talk about Eckler's stats.
Let's talk about
Because
Eckler's stats.
Eckler is more long term than Zeke was.
I agree with that.
And then
100%.
now
more well-rounded than Zeke was.
100%. No,
now
I
let's
don't
talk
think
about the
that's
defense
case,
that
but
the Cowboys had versus the defense that the Chargers had.
Dude, up until
you're
2
going to start
years
talking
ago,
about other players that go alongside them. You have to. Let's talk about the wide receivers that Dallas had versus the wide receiver that San Diego had, or the Chargers. Yes, you cannot bring in a running back and not expect me to start putting out every other fucking player.
No, I expect you to put down every other stat because up until 2 years ago, the Cowboys did not have a defense at all. It was a turnstile. They had people run, and
it was mediocre. It was a 15 to 20 ranked defense,
or less,
or less. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many games did Dallas get blown out where they didn't even get held in, where they weren't even held together because Dak couldn't hold it together, versus how many games did the Chargers get beat by 1 or 2 again because Herbert kept them in the game.
The other problem to your argument, Bjord, is this: the divisions they play in.
Yeah.
And the Chargers, when you brought up the defense, it made a light bulb go off in my head in the sense that Dak's been playing against the Commanders, who have not been fucking good in almost an eternity. The Giants have been a fucking dumpster fire since their last Super Bowl. You have the Eagles, I'll give you that.
Who are good every 3 to 4 years.
But look at the fucking AFC West. And the division Herbert has to play in and week out.
That's true.
And come out and perform against Mahomes, against the Broncos, against the Raiders, who is that fucking roller coaster they are. I'm not saying they're great by any fucking means, but that's your Commanders, and that's it. The Broncos are a dumpster fire now, but that's all.
I'm going to change my pick for tomorrow.
Your
Cardinals 55-7.
I'm going to go. What's the next score, Gami? Give me the Cardinals at 23.
But it's that fact though that's the biggest argument I think against Dak is that he has not played for divisional ball, because I mean that's majority of your season and you should be winning it, and he's in a division where they should always be 1-2. 1-2, and they haven't been, and that's a fucking problem.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, I think that this year could very well be the Cowboys' year.
I got the Cowboys winning it this year. I think the Eagles trip up. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I think that I took the Cowboys and pending injuries. I'm gonna asterisk there.
Well, let's be real. Cowboys Niners. If they met up healthy in the NFC final, I think we would be in for a hell of a game.
It would be a slobber knocker.
And whoever goes to the Super Bowl, that team better be fucking shaking.
Yep.
Because you're gonna have number 1 and number 2 defense.
Yep.
Both both with potent enough offenses to hang with the AFC offenses.
I agree.
I'm going to say this.
So-
I think this is the year the NFC takes the championship back, no matter who comes out of the NFC, because I think the NFC has a lot more depth, a lot more well-rounded.
There's only 3 teams that can win the Super Bowl
It's
from
the
NFC.
Eagles, the Niners, and the Cowboys.
And that's it.
But I think and tell me if I'm wrong, Dome. I think I'm tracking what Dome is saying in the sense that they have more depth in the top 3 teams that they have, because the AFC is almost like the SEC in college football, where they're going to cannibalize themselves. They're going to play so hard against themselves, and it's going to be harder for them to get to the Super Bowl than the actual Super Bowl game in their mind. And by the time the NFC team gets there, it's like, okay, if the Cowboys make it, it's like, okay, I'm going to play a beaten up Jags team. I'm going to play a beaten up Chiefs team. I'm going to play a beaten up Chargers team, or this team's not ready, or Josh Allen's going to pull a fucking Josh Allen, or the Jets miraculously, I don't know what the fuck, shit like that's going to happen.
Comes back.
Right. That's the problem, and that's why I think the NFC will take it back as well. I think it will probably be the Niners, because if they're playing the way they are, fucking lights out, it could happen. But there is only 3 teams in the NFC right now, and they're not all going to have to play each other in the playoffs. They're only going to 2 of them are going to have to play each other. That's about it. I mean, it could be wrong, but I mean, if you look at it based on statistically and how it should play out, is only 2 of them, the 2 best.
Team realistically is probably only playing one of them.
That's what I'm saying.
And so there are other teams that have shown up. Like you can say, okay, well, Minnesota, right? Well, there's Minnesota, but
does anybody?
Does anybody really garner any fear of Minnesota? No.
No.
The Rams.
Same thing with the Lions.
The Rams. The Rams played lights out one game. Does anything
and
really
they actually
scare
played
you?
well against the Niners.
They played very well against the Niners.
Even though
does
they
anything
lost.
scare you of them?
No.
But let me ask you boys this. Would you be more surprised? All right, so looking at what we've said about the NFC, we pretty much think those 3 are going. One of those 3 teams would go, right? There's not a lot of outlier teams that I would be surprised by, like when we're naming the Vikings and stuff. With the AFC, there's so many fucking teams I could be like, that team, I could see them going. I could see
the
this
Bills going.
Right.
I could see
the Bengals figuring it out and going.
As long as Burrow's health is good. I could see Baltimore going.
I could see the Dolphins.
I can see the Dolphins going. I mean, you're looking at a much more competitive division.
The only team that would scare me fully healthy against those top defenses would be the Dolphins, because Tyreek is a cheat code.
Yep.
Jalen Waddle is also a number 1 wide receiver.
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't matter
They're 2
what
corners.
we think about Tua is.
Yeah.
And
Tua's
also,
good enough.
They also have a running game.
Yeah.
Right? Tua is good enough.
Tua
and if
is
that
good
team
enough.
is fully healthy, that's a team that can make super noise against anybody they
Yeah.
play.
And their defense is kind of sneaky good. Like Miami. So here's the thing. Like Miami's defense is one of those teams that if the season plays out the right way for them, and they are as good as I think they are, they will progressively get better. You will
Like
see
the
them
Chiefs last year.
Yes, you will progressively see them learn how to play together, how to feel each other out on the field, right? And then that'll help the positional awareness to where they then make more plays.
But that mainly comes down to coaching. Because I can't remember his name right now, the coach for the fucking Dolphins, but he's up for coach of the year.
Yeah.
He could win it.
Yeah.
He was a dark horse pick last year, I think. And I mean, the defense for them comes down to coaching too, because he manages the clock very well with the players he has, and he manages the gameplay style and the passion of how they should. And they prepare very well for teams.
Yeah.
Because they change up a lot. They don't just do the same. Like we see, and I go back to college ball because I watch more college football. But we were talking about Air Force the other day, where it's like all they do is run the fucking option. They don't just do the same shit over and over. They prepare very well for their teams, so it's going to come down to coaching for them. But that's the thing. Like as we were saying with the AFC, it's just so fucking. It's more depth of a vast market of teams versus the NFC, which there's heavy depth with this little bundle.
Right.
So
yeah, I agree, and I guess kind of to wrap up the football conversation, I think that this is the first year probably in many years that I've ever said the Cowboys had a chance and literally believed it.
This is the first year that I have actually backed out of what I said, which I think at the beginning of our podcast episode where we talked about this, I said that the Cowboys wouldn't make the playoffs at all, or if they did, they would barely squeak in. And I rescind that comment wholeheartedly, and I underestimated how good they were.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, boys, this has been fun. Let's wrap this up so we can actually enjoy ourselves. So, I guess I'm going to put you on the spot. Are we hearing from you two again? Even if it's just a goodbye episode?
TBD?
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. And so to put this on the spot, am I hearing from you two again, Gnome and Jake, or are we hanging up the cleats on the Hateful Gnome too?
What the fuck are you doing? So stupid. I hate this therapy needle shit. We already did that.
So that's another thing you hate.
Yeah, that's normal.
Okay.
Well, this has been a blast. I hope everybody who's listened to this has actually enjoyed it. The dads on Dayquill are awesome friends. You guys are really good friends, and I just thank you once again for coming down here. Jake, I thank you for making the trek, and of course Caleb and everybody else who's helped to make this.
Here.
Yeah, helped to make this possible. On the count of 3, I just want to shout out fuck AJ, if that's cool, because he left us high and dry. So regardless of circumstance. So 1, 2, 3,
Love
fuck
you,
AJ. All right. Well, with that, Jake, what do you got for us?
Thanks for all the dirty talk. Come back and get sanitized.